On Monday night, Michael Flowers was shot dead on Flamboyant Street in Belize City. It was a murder that had all the makings of a gang-related incident. But today, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams told the media that Usher, who lived on Pink's Alley, had accompanied a woman to the area and that the department will release video evidence to determine the identity of the woman he was with, should a need arise.
When I was notified of it, I asked the same question to myself. What was he doing in PIV area? For the simple fact that we know that PIV and Majestic Alley do not see eye to eye, and there is that issue between them. Again, from all indications, we know that he was lured to the area by a woman. We do have the video footage of him leaving Majestic Alley with that woman. We're still trying to identify who that woman is. We have the video. I might eventually release to the public to help us to identify who she is. But we need to identify that woman to see what she can give the police in terms of why she took him to the PIV area. But again, I'm not going to say that it's an act of jealousy, but rather I believe that it is more a gang issue because he is from Majestic Alley, he was in the PIV area, and the two do not see eye to eye, they do have conflict with each other.
The state of emergency that came into effect 3 weeks ago has resulted in the rounding up of quite a few Belize City residents, who police say are active gang members involved in criminality. But since the SOE was implemented, there have been several murders and shootings. And some say the SOE has been ineffective in what it was designed to accomplish. Today, Commissioner Williams told the media that he is of a different view and that an extension of the state of emergency would help.
The areas that we had targeted for the SOE, which was the extension area and Rowing Creek and the part of Kamalote, since the SOE we have had no murders in those areas, and those were the two main areas that we had targeted for the SOE. It just so happened that we contemplated to have included other areas of Southside Belize City in the event that they would have act out during that period of the SOE. And it happened that PIV began acting out within that period, and so they are now included in it going forward. And yes, if there's an extension, then it is going to help us to be able to look more at the PIV gang and any other gang that that we have seen developing that tendency of wanting to go out and commit any violent act against anybody.
A police constable is spending his first night behind bars after he was denied bail on a charge of unnatural crime. The police officer has also been interdicted from active duty and will face disciplinary charges. 29-year-old Marcos Che was arraigned today at the Punta Gorda Magistrates Court, where he was read the charge. He appeared undefended before the court and was denied bail. The magistrate ordered Che to return to court on June 11th. The charge against him stemmed from an incident at the Punta Gorda police station in the wee hours of Sunday. Police say that the minor, a 15-year-old boy, accompanied by his mother, reported the matter on Tuesday. When he spoke with the media today, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams said he was disgusted when he learned about the incident.
When I was briefed of that matter yesterday, I was extremely disgusted of what transpired, and more so inside the police station. From what I was briefed is that Police Constable Marco Che, who was assigned to the domestic violence unit in Punta Gorda town, invited a young man of 15 years old to his office, and his office is located on the upper flat of the Punta Gorda town police station. And in his office, he performed anal sex with the 15-year-old. The 15-year-old and his father reported the matter to the police, and Marcos Che has since been arrested and charged for unnatural crime, and he has since been interdicted from duty. I think that it certainly threw a monkey wrench into the work that we have been doing to try and restore trust and confidence. It is going to take a very long time to restore that confidence for parents to want to send their children to the police station in Punta Gorda town. But I want to assure the parents and the people of Punta Gorda town that we are going to be doing all we can to make sure that this police officer is brought to justice and that there is no reoccurrence of this issue. I'm sure the public is going to be forgiving in terms of what transpired, to know that we have a huge organization to run. And as much as we will try, we'll never be able to control what each and every member of our department does. But what we can control is what we do in the aftermath of them committing themselves. And I think that we have had a very good track record in dealing with our own when they step out of line.
Belmopan resident Ronald Gibson died today after he was shot by a businesswoman who claims that he tried to rob her. Gilda Abadi told police that Gibson tried to attack her and her daughter in Belmopan. Abadi pulled out her licensed firearm and shot Gibson in the stomach. It's an incident that Commissioner Williams says appears to be self-defense. But Gibson's sister, Sean Gardner, who spoke to her brother before he died, vehemently disagrees with Abadi's account of what transpired.
From all indications, the investigation is showing that they acted in defense of herself and her child. It happened that the person died a couple days after. So what we'll do is what we normally would do, is to put together the file and we send it to the DPP.
No, we always speak about the justified use of lethal force, and one of the issues is always proportionality. Clearly, the woman felt she was under grave mortal threat. Understandably, it's she and her daughter. But are you concerned that perhaps it will not meet that threshold of proportionality to use lethal force against someone who is holding you up to rob you?
I do not think so. The woman and her child were together. The man accosted them to rob them. She ordered him to stop. He continued to make moves towards her. Generally, a man is stronger than a woman. She was armed with a weapon. Imagine him approaching her and would have been able to hold on to her, get a hold of her firearm. He certainly would have overpowered her, would have taken away that gun, and maybe would have killed her. I don't foresee an instance where her actions would not be deemed justified, but I'm not going to be the arbiter of that issue. It is going to be left for the DPP. But from my legal standpoint, I do not see how that could happen. I believe she acted in self-defense.
She's claiming that she didn't have a bullet in her gun. So my question is, how comes my brother got shot if he didn't have a bullet in a gun? And from what my brother told me, he was walking on the side of the walkway and it was dark. And he didn't saw who shot him, he just felt it. And he wasn't robbing nobody because he was a distance away from Miss Amadi. So Miss Amadi, or Abadi, or whatever is her name, she have to get her facts right. He wasn't even close to them, and you have to hear about two sides of a story. So I need justice for my brother because this won't left like this. I'll sue her if I have to, or whosoever did it. Because I met someone in Belmopan personal, and he told me that it wasn't that lady that shot my brother. So my question is, who shot my brother?
Coming up, Mayor says city administrator fiasco is much ado about nothing.
Tell me, what about our owner today?
I recently did a Red Girl video. I get more views than Harriet. And you know one person had the nerve to post that I am not even a Red Girl? I mean, like, what that mean anyway?
Well, here what about me? Every time I go buy meat pie, and I go, so, nothing in there. Nothing.
So this is my issue. I over 18. I don't want no one artist. And you could believe my man still expect me for wash dishes? I got time for that. I out there for dishes. Yes.
And you, sir?
Well, I don't really got their kind of problems, Ever since I switched to DJ and signed up for my unlimited postpaid plan, life stress-free. Nothing bother me or my connection no more.
Almost a year ago, Colonel Hyde told the nation there would be an examination of land instruments regarding allegations of fraud surrounding the execution-style murder of businessman Ricardo Borja.
We are looking at all the instruments inside our ministry, all the instruments that may have involved participation from this deceased, and to see whether we uncover anything that investigation or that examination. We don't want to call it investigation because police does investigation.
Hyde still has not reported back to the nation on any findings, leading us to conclude no such examination ever took place. Now, another execution-style murder, which has just occurred in Dangriga, is once again being attributed to land fraud at the Ministry of Natural Resources. The unprecedented corruption and criminality inside the Lands Department is costing lives, and as the minister in charge, Colonel Hyde needs to do something about it. Or are we to conclude that he is okay with it?
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
There is discontent within the Belize City Council in the wake of a recent decision taken by Mayor Bernard Wagner to appoint former councillor Albert Vaughan as the new city administrator. As many as 6 councillors, including Deputy Mayor Alan Pollard Jr., have written to Mayor Wagner objecting to Vaughan's selection as the incoming municipal manager. Their reason for opposing the appointment is based on the requirements for the post. They contend that beyond his 6-year tenure as a councillor and his past experience as a member of the Belize Defence Force, Vaughan has nothing to show that he is capable of handling such an important role at City Hall. According to Mayor Wagner, who spoke with News 5 one-on-one this morning, the discord is much ado about nothing.
A lot made out of nothing. I essentially acted on the recommendations of the interviewing committee, and I did that action, and then I anticipate that I take it to the caucus for ratification. The ratification purpose really serves to approve the action that I did, and so we are really looking forward to get this passed. I'm anticipating full support from my council.
This is a situation, however, where as many as 6 councillors have objected to this particular appointment, citing concerns about the qualifications of Mr. Vaughan to handle such a portfolio.
Well, I think the new CA really has based on the interview that he did, really reassured the residents of the city that he has all the competency level. So how do you measure competency level? Does he have the knowledge? Does he have the skill? Right? But more importantly, does he have the value system and the integrity? And I believe that Vaughan passed all of those marks.
The idea, nonetheless, of there being some form of democracy or transparency in respect of the decision-making process, and the fact that these 6 councillors are saying essentially they form the majority and their position isn't being acknowledged.
No, their position is acknowledged. They have their forum at the caucus where you debate the issues. I will bring the action that I did for their ratification. Ratification simply means that you go through the vetting, you debate it, the merits of it, and then in a gentleman way, you get these things done.
Mayor Wagner says that the friction at City Hall over the appointment of Albert Vaughn will eventually fade away as the council prepares itself to get on with the business of serving the residents of Belize City.
We are all elected officials, and the people really brought us in to serve their interests. And serving their interests means getting on the job and getting the job done for the people of the city. That is what they elected us for, and I really believe that our council, everybody go through the Lee hurdle and we'll get past this. And I'm confident that together as a group, we can work out these little glitches that are here and there. But the main thing here is that we were elected to really serve the interests of the people. We have a lot of work to do for the people, man. The people elected us with a huge mandate, and we have to ensure that we look out for their best interests at all times.
My final question on the matter, Mayor. How do you respond to the idea that this would seem as if though it has been heavily politicized in terms of the appointment of Mr. Vaughn and what appears to be factions within the PUP who would want to have their own way insofar as the new city administrator?
At the end of the day, we as a group, as a PUP city council, we want to ensure that not only we look out for the best interests of our government in play, and ensuring that we keep the synergy, the positive synergy together, but at the core of all this, we have to ensure that we look out for the interests of the people. And while there may be differences in opinion, at the end of the day, we have to come together, right? And put these aside for the best interests of the residents of the city.
So where does Freetown area representative Francis Fonseca, an avid supporter of Vaughn, stand in all of this? This morning, Fonseca told News 5 that while he stands behind Vaughn's appointment, he had nothing to do with the process of selecting the city administrator.
You know, I obviously support Albert, but you know, I should make it very clear, as I've said. Anybody who knows Albert Vaughn knows that he is his own man, he makes his own decisions. So I did not encourage Albert to apply for the post of city administrator. In fact, selfishly, I would have preferred for him to remain on the ground with me in Freetown and continue to support the work that we do here at Niche as a member of the board. But he made that decision to apply. And out of respect for him, I certainly support that decision. That's my position.
What do you make of the internal row, the controversy within the Belize City Council insofar as his appointment and what seems to be, from their perspective, some kind of a unilateral decision taken to put him in that office?
Yeah, to be very honest with you, I'm so busy that I have not been following the internal workings of the Belize City Council. I know that our team in Freetown worked very hard to get all of them elected. So it's very disappointing to see, this kind of division that's emerging. I don't know where it's coming from and what the objective is. I think all of them know Albert Vaughn, and they know that he's a good man who works very hard and is committed to Belize City. So it's disappointing, but I'm sure they have their own reasons. And I am sure it will resolve itself, hopefully amicably, so that we can get on with the real business of the people. The residents of Belize City want to have a city council that is working for them, and that's what's most important.
The Belize City Council, under the leadership of Mayor Bernard Wagner, has commenced a third consecutive term, and despite the quarrel over a city administrator, has hit the ground running. It's been a little over 5 weeks since the People's United Party municipal government took office. And according to Mayor Wagner, the team has been working diligently to ensure all vacancies are filled.
It simply has been work, trying to get a team back in place. As you know, the untimely passing of our city administrator, we have to ensure that we get our finance director in place. We have to ensure that we get our internal auditor in place. We have to ensure that we get all the other vacancies filled. It's only so when you have those vacancies filled that you are able to really drive change and drive development in your city. Once we get those vacancies filled, and we are certain of the plan, how we go about that, then we don't have no issue, Isani, no issue at all. I am confident that come at our caucus, our councillors will ensure that we get the job of the people done.
Today, a 63-year-old woman was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for child cruelty. Reports are that between January and July of 2017, Anket Doem, the adoptive mother of 13-year-old Faye Lynn Cannon, willfully neglected the minor and subjected her to injury to her health. Doem had adopted 4 female minors from China and took them to live with her in the United States before migrating to San Pedro with her and her late husband. However, in 2017, the then 13-year-old Faye died while in Doem's care. It was later confirmed that the minor had been malnourished as well as physically and sexually abused. Doem appeared before Justice Derek Sylvester today, who after considering the aggravating and mitigating factors, handed down a 5-year sentence with effect from March 4, 2024, when she was found guilty. These factors included, in his view, a lack of remorse displayed, a lack of accountability, the neglect of the child, and a failure to provide adequate meals and physical abuse inflicted by Doem's husband. Sylvester also noted that Doem required psychological help and must be considered a danger to children in society. As a result, she must also enroll in every rehabilitation program at the prison, and she is not eligible for parole until after serving half of her 5-year prison term. Doem was initially charged jointly with her husband, David Doem. However, he took his life before the case came to trial. Regarding Doem's medical condition, a recommendation was made that she must return to Cancun for follow-up treatment. Justice Sylvester took note of this and reassured Doem that, according to CEO Virgilio Murillo, the Belize Central Prison facilitates medical treatment for prisoners, and should a prisoner require outside treatment, arrangements can be made. After the break, Anthony Boots Martinez challenges ENB verification process. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
BEBL presents its Mega All-Star Sunday. Sunday, April 21st at the Belize Civic Center. Gates open at 4 p.m. and showtime is at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. we kick off with the Cellular World 3-point shootout. Who's the best shooter? For a whopping $1,000 cash and a Samsung phone. 6:45 p.m. is the Nando's Slam Dunk Contest. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. For a humongous $2,000 cash. And at 7:30, all the big stars from the different teams will collide in the Rude Boy All-Star Classic to see who will win the mega cash and bragging rights. Bang! That one goes down and the game is tied. There will be halftime giveaways including TVs, fans, microwave, and more. Plus, mega performance by Britney Star. So mark it on your calendars and get your tickets for the BEBL All-Star Sunday. Sunday, April 21st at the Belize Civic Center. Sponsored by Rude Boy, Cellular World, Nando's, Channel 5, Dolphin Production, Channel 7, Love FM, Creme, and Maya Island Ear.
seems like every other day, we hear of a family member or friend being diagnosed with a serious illness such as cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, or stroke. When these illnesses strike, you want to focus on recovery and your overall well-being. At RF&G Life Insurance, we offer critical illness insurance to help with medical expenses when diagnosed with such critical illnesses, providing security to access quality healthcare facilities and to ease the worry about finances. In case you are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness that is covered by the policy, critical illness insurance pays you a lump sum amount to help you obtain access to quality treatment and medication. Having critical illness insurance provides the financial support that will bring you and your family the security and peace of mind necessary to manage these illnesses. The possibility of being diagnosed can be worrying, but by having a critical illness plan, you could have funds to assist with expenses such as medications, hospital deductibles, childcare, household expenses, and so much more. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you're healthy. For more information, visit our office today to speak with one of our experienced agents about critical illness insurance. Your health and wellness is what matters most. Take care of it.
Hey Belize, come join us at the Belize Earth Day, a creatively green pop-up happening at the Memorial Park on Saturday, April 20th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Shop from a wide selection of eco-friendly boots like Sol handmade clay jewelry, Hello Body Belize, Naturally Belize Cosmetics, Belize Eco Bag, Zero Belize, and so much more. Enjoy delectable food and beverages from Don Ceviche, Iguana Stop, Brain Freeze Margaritas, just to name a few. Live performances by Hubie and Band, Britney Starr, and Yes Talia. For more details, call us at 227-2420. The Belize Earth Day Pop-Up is brought to you by the Belize Tourism Board in partnership with the Belize City Council. Sponsors include DigiWallet, Coca-Cola, and the Belize Waste Control Limited. See you on April 20th at the Memorial Park. It is not over for former Port Loyola area representative Anthony Boots Martinez and his petition to recall current area representative Gilroy Usher. On Monday, we told you that his petition attempt was unsuccessful. In a letter to Martinez from the Office of the Governor General, he was informed that the accepted number of signatures did not meet the requisite 30% of registered electors in Port Loyola. He submitted 1,654 signatures, and only 1,389 were approved. That is 96 signatures shy of the number of approved signatures Martinez needed. In total, 265 signatures were rejected. Today, Martinez called a press conference to announce that he has sought the legal counsel from attorney Richard Dickey Bradley as he seeks to challenge the Elections and Boundaries Department's verification process of more than 100 of those signatures.
What we did after I received the letter from the Governor General, and especially the portion that relates to 188 signatures did not match with the election records that they have. First and foremost, I set out quietly to do was to consult with the attorneys and see what remedy can be done to them. And part of it was very offensive because in my humble opinion, that elections and boundaries and the chief elections officer, like they say, because the job lies on her, Ms. Tamai, in my view, made a gross error by not verifying the signatures. Verify need verify. And in my view, the chief elections officer and the Elections and Boundaries Department have the resources, human and otherwise, to verify. Simple thing. When you go register or transfer, you stand against a wall, take a picture, they ask you where you live, directions how to get there, the house if it bungalow or upstairs and downstairs, if your house fence, who are your neighbor, all kind of questions. Elections and Boundaries was tasked with one simple task, to go and find out, Paul, you are a registered voter in Port Royal. Did you sign a recall petition? That is verification if you have doubts. Now, I am not saying that the election records couldn't help, but where there is doubt, you must verify it.
According to Martinez, this morning he delivered packages to Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai, the Office of the Governor General, and the Office of the Attorney General. Martinez says that he has acquired an affidavit from 118 individuals whose signatures were rejected. He says that those declarations were placed in the packages along with the letter from his attorney.
We undertook to start to revisit. I revisited, along with the Justice of the Peace, various of them, to and present my copy of the petition attached to the affidavit affirming, Paul, you recognize this signature? Yes, sir. Did you sign? Yes, sir. And then I would like you to read the declaration and then sign that you did sign the petition, and that's what happened. And so this morning we deliver a list, apart from the letter from the attorney, a list to the Chief Elections Officer of 118 people who have signed the declaration stating they signed the petition. And also, too, what we have along with the declaration is a copy of people valid ID. I would say, man, we might not need to go waste the court time. Do your job. Do your job, and we don't need to waste the court time at all. In life, all of us erred. And we are not too big to say that we err upon this one. Yeah. I saw this morning when I went to Belmopan to the Chief Elections Officer office, I say I signed Elections and Boundaries, enhancing democracy. To me, that is disenfranchising people in terms of democracy. I am sorry, and that's why I say I will not let this go.
The Belize Peace Movement has not abandoned its mission to ensure that the government carries out a redistricting exercise to address the current malapportioned divisions. In 2019, the BPM filed a claim against the government of Belize regarding a redistricting exercise, which they state is overdue. According to the group, the issue of redistricting is an urgent matter that must be addressed before the next general elections. In July of 2023, the Elections and Boundaries Commission produced a redistricting report for submissions to the National Assembly. However, this proposal was later rejected as they believed that the percentage for deviation was too high. Today, the BPM spoke out again to reiterate that this issue needs to be addressed as soon as possible. Attorney for the BPM claimants, Arthur Saldivar, shared more on the matter.
You would have remembered that in July of last year, the Election and Boundaries Commission made some noise about producing a proposal that was laid before Parliament. But shortly after that proposal was laid before Parliament, a number of parliamentarians came public to say that they know that this document that was laid before that body would not pass muster. It did not meet constitutional standards. So Election and Boundaries took quite a long time to produce a dud, a lame duck proposal. And that lame duck proposal is still sitting before Parliament. Now, one would want to surmise or believe that election boundaries is either negligent or incompetent. We certainly don't want to think that they don't care about our democracy. But the fact that they have done what they have done with taxpayers' money, no less, leaves a very bitter taste in our mouths, and it should leave a bitter taste in the mouth of every Belizean. Because this is not an exercise that requires a whole lot to do. The expert that was appointed by the court in this matter made it clear that this could be done in a matter of hours. Doesn't take days, doesn't take months. If objectivity and impartiality rules the day. The only way it takes as long as it has with this particular body of commissioners is that there has been an orchestrated attempt to gerrymander and maneuver figures for political benefit. We warn against this because ultimately the Constitution does not speak to political parties, it speaks to the rights of the people. And it puts the rights of the people above the requirements of the politician.
Hummingbird Group Limited, a Belmopan-based furniture manufacturing business, is speaking out against what they claim is a violation of its long-term sustainable forestry license. Founder and CEO Robert Lopez stated that the company obtained a logging license in 2022. Lopez said that the company endeavored to hire a consultant to ensure that the logging was in alignment with the regulations of the Forestry Department's conditions of the license. However, according to Lopez, his team was met by a group of men drawing survey lines. Lopez said that the land is at risk of being de-reserved and demands that the matter be addressed promptly. Here's what he had to say on the matter.
And so we just cut our first tree on March 20th of this year, about a month ago. Now that we're in the reserve, putting in our roads and everything is monitored by the Forestry Department. They're very, very strict with these long-term sustainable forestry licenses. We come upon about a week ago a group of men in the reserve cutting survey lines. And immediately we called the Forestry Department, but our crew had an encounter with them, and they're saying that they have met, and I have a recording and I will send it to you, because they specifically said, Minister Cordell Hyde, we met with him in 2022, January of 2022. And he has given us permission. They call themselves Green Hill Farming Cooperative, something to that effect. Well, I got a call this morning that they're in there again, and word is that Minister Mike Espat has told them to go in and cut, and that he will see to it that it gets de-reserved. So it was de-reserved, I think the last time in 2017 or 2016, for farmland. And so everything was parceled out in 30-acre parcels and given out to farms. Well, I'll tell you, most of the people sold their land for a pittance, $300, $500 for a 30-acre parcel. Of course, you're just buying a lease document, and then people get it transferred and purchase price, and then you get title. But up to 2 weeks ago, I was offered 30 acres right in front of where we're logging from the D reservation, and the guy wanted $20,000. I told him I'm not interested. He called back the following week and said, I'll take $15,000. So this is the record of these people that get land for farming. And I'm not afraid to say, most of them were Belizeans that got this, and they've sold it to aliens. Most of it is Honduran, Guatemalan, and other foreigners that own these lands. And some of them are major landholders that bought up 10, 15, 20 of these 30-acre parcels and now have huge cattle ranches in what was once the reserve. So is that what they want to do again? Give out another 1,000 acres and split it up? When are we going to learn to preserve what we have? What we have is long-term sustainable license.
When we return, BEBL All-Star Weekend inside the Civic Center.
At The Oasis, we believe in the art of celebration. Our exquisite range of wines adds a touch of elegance to every celebration. Elevate your sports night with the finest spirits from The Oasis. Savor the victory with every sip. Love, laughter, and the perfect blend. Whether it's a romantic evening or a casual get-together, our spirits set the mood. The Oasis is your destination for all occasions. Visit us today and discover a world of taste, quality, and elegance. The Oasis, where every bottle tells a story.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México, ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
Global rise in temperatures due to climate change increase the severity of dry weather conditions experienced in Belize. Forest fires, dust buildup, and contamination of our power lines can result in power interruptions. At BEL, we continue to do our part to minimize the impacts of challenging weather conditions and improve the reliability of our power line system. You can help. Report forest fires or damaged power line structures using our BEL 24/7 app or call us at 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. We continue to serve you.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
we have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
The Belize City Civic Center will come alive on Sunday evening for the Belize Elite Basketball League's All-Star Game. It promises to be a fun-filled family event with loads of giveaways. A group of 24 players from the 90 athletes currently playing in the league were selected through a voting process. According to the league's commissioner, Glenn Gill, the voting process included team owners, managers, head coaches, media representatives, and desk officials. This morning, Commissioner Gill and the team owners called a press conference to explain the approach and invited fans to the game.
Each team had to put 2 foreigners, 3 Belizeans and 3 Belizean Americans from off their team. In some cases, some teams didn't have Belizean Americans, but after doing that, we looked at the stats, and 24 players were selected. From those 24 players, the owners of the teams, the coaches, the assistant coaches, the commissioner of the league, the deputy commissioners of the league, and the media voted for the players who will participate in the game. Sorry, it was 48 and it came down to 24. And so the list was made, and from that, then the public will decide who will start the games. Now, for the All-Star game, the prize money for that will be $3,000 or 10% of what the gate makes, depending which one is greater. So one team will be called the home team, and the other one will be called the away team. Now, one of the rules for Sunday's game will be that there will be 3 foreigners on each team, the away team and the home team. And only 2 of them can play at any one time. So if one of them needs to be changed, then they will do that, they will interact. And as I said, the home team will be basically Belizean players, and the away team will be the Belizean Americans along with 3 foreigners.
The weekend will also include a 3-point shootout and a slam dunk contest. 2024 All-Star roster, the BBL, has received both praise and criticism from fans. There are those who are of the view that several high-performing players did not make it onto the roster. It is a debate that takes place in leagues across the world, including the NBA. And today, Gilbert Gordon, the chief executive officer of the Belize Hurricanes, addressed the concerns of fans.
Statistics is one thing when it comes to the All-Star. And if we want to use the situation with the NBA, although you might be the leading scorer in the NBA, you still need to go through a voting process. And it does not require that you're going to be an All-Star. They have the voting process, they have the fans, they also have the different entities that also vote for it. The All-Star is for the media, for the coaches, for the fans to vote. Like what I said earlier when we started, is that there are different models that you can use, and we can look at it and see how we could grow from it. This year we introduced this model, this style, in respect to how we wanted to introduce the All-Star, whereby we're saying that we're going to use the fans to vote for the starting 5, but we have these entities that will be voting for the players. And All-Star has always been about popularity. And even in the NBA, you get All-Star snubs. You get people that everybody believes that should have been an All-Star. And not everybody's going to be happy with the process. But we are looking at people and what they're saying And if it is constructive, we're going to utilize it in next year's All-Star and in order for us to grow.
This morning at the Government House in Belize City, a museum of Belizean art was officially launched. The gallery is important for the preservation of Belize's cultural and artistic heritage, safeguarding important works of art for future generations. It also allows individuals to learn about art history and cultural contexts and artistic techniques, which can inspire both creativity and a deeper appreciation for the arts.
For generations, artists in Belize have toiled tirelessly, pouring their hearts and souls into their craft, often amidst adversity and limited resources. Today, we honor their legacy by providing a space solely dedicated to the exhibition, research, and development of Belizean art. But before I delve deeper into our vision for this museum, let's take a moment to reflect on the significance of this venue. Today, as we gather in this historic Government House, we are not merely opening a museum, we are expanding on the reclamation of this space that holds significance in our nation's history. This space is now a beacon of inclusivity, creativity, and empowerment. This museum is more than just a building. It's a symbol of our resilience, a space where voices of the past, present, and future artists converge.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, exciting initiative. I'm very proud of the fact that NICH has been able to do this, to develop our first museum of Belizean art, to showcase the great talent and creativity and innovation of our Belizean artists. So it's a very, very proud day for us at NICH. It's a historic day. Culture is so important to the identity of a nation, and the visual arts are an integral part of culture. And we have not done a sufficient job in Belize of documenting that visual art history. And so this is an opportunity for us to do that, to showcase, on the walls of what was once the colonial governor's mansion, the art of our people, the strong, proud Belizean people, diverse cultures. So we have many, many different artists from many different cultures represented here today. And of course it will be a revolving display. We have, I think, 68 different artists represented here. And that will be on display for a few months, and then we will bring in and engage other artists as well. So it's an exciting initiative.
Up next, Foreign Minister leads diplomatic delegation to Sarstoon.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
we have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money, and gas price because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
We all know about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca recently led a delegation of ambassadors as well as other members of the diplomatic community to the Sarstoon River, the southernmost point of the map of Belize. The visit precedes the official launch of a forward operating base that has been reconstructed at the estuary. He told us more about the visit.
I thought it was very important. We had all of our heads of mission in Belize. We have our annual heads of mission encounter. So we had all of our ambassadors in Belize. And we thought it was a very useful opportunity to take them out to the Sarstoon, to the forward operating base to see for themselves. You know, they very often talk about this at conferences and in meetings. But a few of them have never been out there. So we thought it was important for them to see firsthand what we're talking about, what we're defending when we talk about territorial integrity, national sovereignty, and to have them meet and engage with the soldiers out there, the BDF soldiers who are manning the forward operating base, and to meet our Coast Guard officials as well. So, you know, I was out there recently along with the Minister of Border Security, Florencio Marin. He and I were out there, and we, opened the forward operating base. It's been nicely refurbished. So we wanted them to have that experience, and they all thoroughly enjoyed it, and said it meant a lot to them to have that opportunity, because now they can speak about it with a lot more confidence and a lot more, passion, because they themselves have experienced the Sarstoon.
The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with PAHO, is implementing new tactics in Belize's healthcare sector to combat cardiovascular diseases. The Hearts Initiative was introduced to Belize in November of 2023, after it proved successful in other parts of the region. Today, key stakeholders in the healthcare sector across the region and Belize attended a workshop to learn how to implement the strategies in the Hearts Initiative into healthcare services. Here's News 5's Brittany Gordon with more information.
Each year, cardiovascular diseases continue to be the leading cause of death globally. Roughly 32% of all deaths worldwide are caused by related illnesses, with low-income countries such as Belize being highly susceptible to these diseases. Diet and lifestyle choices play a major part in the prevalence of these conditions, and Belize has struggled to overcome these challenges year after year. To combat these statistics, the Hearts Initiative was introduced to Belize through PAHO in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. The initiative was implemented locally in the Western region first and is now in the Central region. Today, members of the healthcare sector gathered to participate in a workshop that will guide them on how to use Hearts strategies effectively. Dr. Fidel Cuellar, Deputy Director of Public Health and Wellness, explained what the Heart Initiative encompasses.
What Hearts is, it is a package, various packages that are geared towards addressing risk factors for the biggest reason of death, really, in the Caribbean and Belize, which is cardiovascular deaths. So what we're saying is that we understand that people are dying of hypertension-related illnesses like stroke, heart attack, chronic kidney diseases. Hearts is going to help us to address this problem, to be able to control hypertension and diabetes the way it should be. Unfortunately, the majority of people who have hypertension, they do not have it properly controlled. And then that leads ultimately to your strokes and your heart attacks. And that is why Hearts is very important for us in Belize.
Cuellar acknowledged that cardiovascular diseases have continued to be the leading cause of death in the region, despite previous attempts to combat its prevalence. He explained that the Hearts Initiative is taking a dynamic approach across various aspects of the healthcare sector to combat the condition from several angles.
So what Hearts is doing is putting very clear, easy protocols in place so that the physicians, the nurses, and everybody can get on board. For example, right now in Belize, if you're just diagnosed with hypertension, depending on which doctor you go to, you will have different medications. The Hearts data shows that that doesn't work. You need to be on a specific set of medications for a specific set of time, and it needs to be adjusted in a specific way. So that in itself is a big difference. The other difference is the way we approach hypertension. Traditionally, we use manual cuffs, or we don't use validated devices, and everybody does it their own way. Having people do it one specific way helps us to determine who is hypertensive and who isn't, and if you're hypertensive, what is your true number. So these are major changes in the way we approach hypertension and the way we treat it.
The Hearts Initiative was launched in 2016 by the World Health Organization and the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, with other partners, to support governments in strengthening the prevention and control of cardiovascular diseases. Dr. Karen Lewis Bell, PAHO WHO representative in Belize, explained how the initiative found its way to the country.
The Hearts in the Americas initiative, which was launched in 2016, now has some 33 countries in the region of the Americas implementing this. Belize implemented it in October 2023. They became the 25th country in the region to implement this. And I really want to give kudos to the Ministry of Health in recognizing the importance of ensuring proper and comprehensive management of hypertension and diabetes as part of this initiative. And so PAHO is providing the technical cooperation in terms of training, capacity building, helping to provide the clinical guidelines, as well as helping to provide some of the equipment in terms of, the clinically validated blood pressure machines that the health facilities will use to measure high blood pressure, etc. And we are really getting some funding support from the European Union for this workshop that we're having today and to help to roll out the Hearts Initiative.
Dr. Bell reiterated that the approach of Hearts is complex, starting at the primary level before working its way through the sector. She said that it has displayed successful results in other regions that can be replicated in Belize with the right approach.
And so it's a comprehensive package of care, and we do it in an integrated way, focusing on the first level of care, what we call the primary health care. As you may know, in many countries, in fact in all countries, the first level of care is where the individual or the patients will first interface with the health system. And so we have to work at that level, at the village level, and to make sure that everybody understands and is doing the initiative in a structured way. And so with this, we are building capacity so everyone is on the same page with the knowledge of what to do and how to do. But in addition to that, the countries that are further advanced in the implementation in our region have actually shown significant improvement in the control of these conditions. So hospital admissions will be decreased. The complications that you may have, like amputations, strokes, heart attacks, will be decreased. And ultimately, we will decrease the deaths from these conditions.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.